Okay guys, so the very first thing I've done is I've already primed my face using the e.l.f. Aqua Beauty Mist. And what I'm going to do, just to save time, I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation real quick and my brows. And I'm going to let you guys know what I'm using. But I will be doing them off camera just for the sake of making this video very short. So I will be using two of the Maybelline Fit Me Foundations. One is in 120 Classic Ivory, and the other is in 125 Nude Beige. I'm kind of a mix, so I'll be mixing those. And for my brows, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Eyebrow Duo, and this is in Taupe. And then I'm using the e.l.f. Lock On Liner and Brow Cream. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes. I'll be using the e.l.f. Eyelid Primer all over my entire eyelid, all the way to my brow. Now I do have a piece of tape here to keep things clean and neat, of course, for my liner later on. Helps with the cleanup, of course. So I will be applying this all over, and then I'm going to pat that in. Next, I'm going to take an eyeshadow from Urban Decay. This is in the shade Heist, and I'm going to just put a little bit of that in my outer V. Now I'm going to go ahead and take another eyeshadow, and this is from Colourpop. It's in the shade Rebel, which is a green. It's kind of like a hunter green. And with this guy, I'm going to apply it basically all over my entire crease, and I'm going to do kind of like a halo effect with this. So not only will I apply it on the outer crease, but I'm going to go ahead and bring that color all the way in to the inner part of my eyelid as well. Okay. Now I will be touching up the inner corner with that same shade later. What I'm going to go ahead and do next is take this shade. This is in Hammered, and again, it's by Colourpop. It's kind of like a metallic, kind of like a fool's gold kind of color. And I'm going to take that same brush that I used earlier to put a little bit of that on like the outer V, just to darken things up a bit. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab a shade from Colourpop yet again. I know, right? Like all the Colourpop. This is in Telepathy. Oh goodness. It has been one of those days for me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of this guy. And I'm going to just kind of fill in the center of my eyelid with it, stopping at my crease. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that same dark green shade that we used earlier in Rebel, and I'm going to take a small brush for this. I will be applying a little bit more of this on the inner corner to kind of blend out into that gold shade that we just applied. And a little bit on the outer edge as well, just to kind of blend it. There we go. Now this is where it's going to get incredibly tricky. I'm going to use a black eyeshadow. Now normally with black, it can be so easy to overdo it. I'm just going to take a little bit, like, I mean a very, very small amount. And this is from Urban Decay. This is in Perversion. And I'm going to go ahead and just put it in the outer edge here. You got to be very careful because a little bit goes a long way, and you don't really want to overdo the entire look with black, of course. Alright, now I'm going to kind of blend it all a little bit before I apply my highlight. So I'm going to take a little blending brush here. Just kind of blend it all upwards and outwards a bit. It can always be fixed later by adding a little bit more of that green shade if we need. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a highlight, and for that I'll be using Urban Decay's Walk of Shame, which is kind of it's pretty much a skin tone. It's almost my exact skin tone, but I find that that works fairly well to kind of keep the darker shades at bay here. And then just to kind of help blend some of that green into this, I will be adding a small amount of green onto that blending brush, like a pinch. Until I am satisfied. Alright. Next, I'll be using an eyeliner, of course, to do my winged liner. And for that, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Intense Ink Liner. I'm going to do it off camera because I have to be really close to my mirror to do that. So, I'll be back. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do next is go ahead and apply my concealer. And this is the Maybelline New York Fit Me, and this is in Sand Sable. So I'm only going to apply a little bit. A lot of people really like this concealer, and I do too, but I find that if you put too much, or far more than you need, it creases like a mofo. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply a little bit. And I like wiped off like the excess of the wand on the like the lip there, because I was like, I don't want that much. Now I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to go ahead and kind of go around my makeup, of course. Now I will be setting that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and set the other side as well because I haven't yet. And to set that, I'm going to go ahead and take, this is the Prime and Stay Finishing Powder from e.l.f. and it is phenomenal. Now I'm actually going to use my face shape brush from Zoeva to do this, just because it's small and I can pat it where I need it to be. Awesome. Now I'm going to go ahead and contour my face a little bit. I'll be using the e.l.f. contour palette. I'm going to use the darkest shade in here. And so here goes. Now, I'm not really going for like a super like YouTube contour, to be honest. I'm kind of keeping it real here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and apply my blush and my highlight. For the blush, I'm using the e.l.f. This is the Aqua Beauty blush duo they came out with recently, and it's in bronzed pink beige. So I'm going to grab the pink side here with my finger. And it's incredibly pigmented, so you do not need too much. In fact, I went ahead and wiped off the excess. And then for the highlight, I wanted to use a Colourpop highlight because I was using Colourpop eyeshadows, of course. So I'm using the shade Smokin' Whistles, and oh my god, this is beautiful. This is just hallelujah. It's so gorgeous. It is shiny. It is all things good. And I'm going to grab some of that with my finger. And make sure I blend it in enough so that way I don't look like I'm perspirating at like a festival or something when it's like hot and muggy and, you know, whatevs. I'm going to apply a little bit right above my brow. A little bit on my chin. And my Cupid's bow. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my lipstick, and for that today I have decided to use a lip liner from Colourpop and a lipstick that matches. So I'm using Grunge in the Lippie pencil and Lippie Stix. Now before I apply that lip pencil, what I will go ahead and do very quickly is blend out some of that lip liner. I'll just go ahead and use my finger to do that. And then, of course, you guessed it, we're going to go ahead and fill our lips in. And I'm going to go ahead and use a lip pencil to do this. Oh, I had a little bit of like neon pink lipstick left on it from the last time I used this lip brush thing, jigger digger. Whew. Boom. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you like, subscribe. That'd be so cool. I'd greatly appreciate it. I know that I'm like incredibly small time, but I really, really want to do a Q&A incredibly bad. So if any of you guys have any questions about, I don't know, I mean, I'm not really personal on here, like with my personal life. Sometimes I am. It really just depends. But personal questions, if I can answer them, I definitely will. Any questions about like favorite products or recommendations, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.